Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 Podcast. I'm your host, Crimson 10.
F15 PCA.
Be sure to follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. So the final episode of the Orville Season 2, The Path Not Taken.
Yeah.
And it's episode 14. And there's an Orville-sized hole in my heart now, knowing that we don't have a new episode next week.
No, we don't have a new episode for a while. Probably not until January, yeah.
Ugh. But, overall, I like this episode. It's not my favorite episode. It's not even... is it top 5? It's good.
It's good. It's just different.
It's different because it's one of those things where if everything in the episode goes right, then it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It's because we all wondered what was the next episode going to be about because it looked like Kelly didn't go out with Ed again, so everything's changed. Yeah. So we open up and we're on some snow planet. And we see some guys in masks like trudging along, and
they're wearing like regular leather jackets,
yeah,
and like kind of a little dirty, a little dingy.
They have these kind of like paintball looking masks,
yeah.
And they're like raiding a little like listening post.
Yeah. It's a union listening post.
So they're looking for supplies and stuff. Kalons show up. I'm like, what the hell's going on? They're getting attacked, and they get back to the shuttle, and it's Ed and Malloy, and they're all kind of beat up looking and everything. I'm like, oh, this is an alternate universe, a mirror universe.
Yeah.
A Terran universe. No, we got
That's what it seems like.
But so that's where we got at because two people didn't go on a second date. Everything went to hell because the Kalon didn't get stopped.
No.
So this is the future of if the Kalon made it to Earth and did all the things.
And it all makes logically sense if you go throughout the episode, the little things that happen because if Mercer never wanted to kill, he becomes kind of aloof.
Yeah.
He never becomes captain of the Orville.
He never gets that. He served on other ships, but never got to that captain level.
Yeah. He said maybe just one more year, one more year.
Next year when this happens and when this ship opens up, I'll try for that. Then there's always some other excuse.
Yeah.
So he needed all of the pieces, all of his crew, all of his people in his life to help him get to the next level. And since he didn't have Kelly in his life, it didn't work out.
Exactly.
But we see that, so they're just kind of just trying to survive.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Kalon just went through and did their
They wiped out half the galaxy already.
Yeah, they pulled the Thanos.
In like 3 months.
But just off the top of the bat, I know that Infinity, what was it? Identity took a ton of the money, but this episode looks great.
Oh, the graphics are amazing.
They're running up from the Kalon. They go into this like ice cavern and do kind of a trench run. Yeah. It looks great.
It looked amazing.
It's some of the best special effects I've seen in a TV show in a long time.
And I will say, and I think we find this intentionally, this feels very Star Wars. The music, the tone, the action.
Oh yeah. That snow planet, just minus the trees, it could have been Hoth.
Oh yeah.
Then when they're going through the trench run, it's kind of like a Death Star situation.
Just seeing maybe like Empire when they're trying to escape in the ice caves and all that stuff. That kind of feel.
Just the overall dirtiness of everything. Like they look like rebels. Mm-hmm. And
you expect to see a little scout from Empire going, this little sound.
So they're able to outrun the Kalon. And they're like starting up. I'm like, what do they steal? It looks like a microwave. Oh, it's a
replicator. It's a synthesizer, yeah.
And what's the first thing they make?
He makes Twinkies.
Oh, a Twinkie. And he's like, you're gonna use this to make a Twinkie? Yeah, I want one. You want half? Yeah, you know. So they like break it.
What is that? Because they're not trying to say, well, they make more. They might not be able to make that many. The energy might be low, so they can only make so much.
Or maybe we run it a couple times and it freaking breaks.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh sweet, they're gonna eat a Twinkie. They get caught by a tractor beam and like, oh man, it's
like a raider. It looks like a raider ship.
A raider's freighter. And it looks cool.
Yeah.
It looks something straight. It kind of reminds me of how the salvage ships look like an alien. Like the Nostromo and everything, the way that looked. So it's a mixture of Firefly, a little bit of Alien, maybe even a little bit of Warhammer 40K. It's such a cool looking ship.
I like this episode, it's also a window. This is what would have happened if the Kalons would have wanted to. It kind of gives you that window in the main timeline. It gives you like, this could have been the situation.
And like I said, I've liked all the space designs in the Orville.
Oh my goodness, it's been amazing.
Every race has cool looking ships. There wasn't ever a ship where I looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of ugly and dumb looking.
No, they all feel distinct too. Like they feel different from one another.
And this is a pretty big ship.
Oh yeah.
This little.
Well, it looks like probably a cargo ship too. I bet.
They probably just slapped it together because it's supposed to be like those kind of like a raider type ship. They got tractor beam on board, and then Mercer. They're like, hey, if I'm not going down letting a damn Twinkie be my last meal. So as soon as these doors kick open, we're gonna just fight our way out. I'm thinking to myself, okay, yeah, you kill 4 or 5 guys, but there's no way
there's gotta be full of hundreds of people. You're done.
The doors kick open and boom, it's it's Kelly, and we see the whole crew of the Orville. So we got Lamar, we got Catan, and
Finn.
Dr. Finn and her children. Mm-hmm. So we know they survived this version of the universe.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, hi, Ed," and he's like, "Who's this lady?" "Oh yeah, we dated 7 years ago.
We did like one time, and you blew me off. What's going on?
It's kind of nice to see you, but what the F? Like, why in the world do you need to talk to me?" And let's just give a moment for Kelly's outfit in this whole episode.
Whoa.
She's got him. She's working her. She's a pretty good looking lady.
Yeah,
and she ain't afraid to hide it. That's all I'm saying.
This one, she's very, very, let's say, woman. Like very full.
Here's the thing. It kind of reminds me of the Mirror Universe and Trek. How everyone's a little more sexy.
Yeah, exactly. I think he did that intentionally too, a little bit. Yeah.
Remember Kira in the Mirror Universe?
Oh my goodness.
Being so reserved and so kind and nice in our universe, the Terran universe. Oh my goodness.
Well, I think she needed the occupation to kind of humble her a bit, I think. Let's just put it that way.
But so I guess that's another play.
As horrible as that was.
McFarlane is showing how he does Trek excellent in the regular Orville. In this Mirror Universe kind of Orville, showing he can do Mirror Universe stuff. He can do Star Wars stuff. And it just, it feels good.
Yeah. And the music's not that super intense the whole episode. That's what I love about it.
So this is when the last episode and other people said this in the thing that the memory wipe didn't work.
Yeah.
So she remembers everything. And this is where my problem with this episode is Kelly's a selfish woman for doing this. Very selfish.
You had no idea what
I want to save myself from this hurt. I know she didn't know the ramifications of everything, but butterfly effect. One little thing. Yep. And that one little thing was a domino effect for basically the eradication of humanity.
Yeah, because she has to understand. She could say she also did it for Ed, but you did it more for yourself. Let's just be real about that.
Oh, I was trying to save you from getting hurt. No, you're just saving you from getting hurt.
Yeah, it was an 80-20 situation. Let's put it that way.
So she basically breaks it down to the not Captain Mercer, because he never got to be a captain in this universe, or this timeline. And she's like, yeah, it was us that, us being together caused that chain reaction events of you being on the Orville, Finn being on the Orville because she felt like she needed to be where she needed the most help, and a brand new captain on a ship she felt I needed to be on the Orville, and then her relationship with Isaac, which would cause the turnaround for him to turn on his people.
Yeah, and that's why I see that all those events, A, B, C, and D effect, basically.
But they took out A, so the other dominoes never fell.
Yep.
So
and she remembers all the other timelines, so she's telling him. Because he says, how do you know all this? Because then she explains what happened.
And then she's kind of like, and then Ed's like, you guys believe all this? She's like, yeah, because when she picked up all the other crew members, because she went around looking for everyone, she knew things about them that only Kelly...
Even though she was only there for like 3, 4, 5 days, remember she was reading all the personal notes of Kelly, Commander Kelly, so she knew all the things.
And she knew. And again, that's just the special effects. Again, they're flying through like an asteroid field, and I guess it used to be a planet again, very Alderaan.
Yeah.
It's all like, this is not supposed to be an asteroid belt here. Oh, it used to be a planet.
That's what you gotta love about it, though. It just has that feel to it.
That's a cool looking ship. Damn, I want some die-cast models, even like match car sized models. I know they make them for like the Enterprise and stuff, but I would love the 1/24 scale.
How come you're telling me McFarlane hasn't jumped on this yet?
Make that stuff for me.
I'm gonna be amazing. And not only that, just toy figures. Give me something.
Because I can proudly put an Orville of a statue of the Orville right next to the Enterprise D.
It belongs on equal footing, in my opinion.
Right there, right next to each other.
I'll say it. I mean, it might be not popular, but I'll say it.
Because just from the aesthetic design of a spaceship,
amazing.
The Orville is starting to get up there for me for the iconic how Trek has the saucer and the 2 drives. Those 3 rings are starting to become iconic.
Yeah, they're becoming when you see that and you're a sci-fi fan. That's Orville. Yep.
But you see it in silhouette and you can understand.
Yeah.
But what they figured out, hey. The reason why because I'm thinking, why did the wipe work? Yeah. It's because Kelly has this really weird enzyme in her body that doesn't makes to where it won't work on her. Yeah. It's easily fixed, but in this time they don't have the
they
chemicals.
Have the medicine, and she goes I didn't know that, but it's hard to detect. Vince says there's no way to know unless you're looking for it.
Yeah. So they're like, we know a place where we can get some of that enzyme to help her combat that. So we get that.
We have a cell basically.
Yeah, because they say there's still resistance.
Yeah.
Still hanging out, but very rebels.
Yeah.
This is where it gets super Star Wars. They go down to like a wooded planet. It's freaking Endor. Come on, let's just do it. They find the little secret hidden base. I'm getting Star Wars feels to this whole entire episode.
But it's also an homage. And this is the first time I'm going to write a love letter to Star Wars. I've done it for Star Trek this whole series. Let me do it for Star Wars now.
And Yafin answers the door.
Yeah, I love it. And Yafin doesn't recognize who he is. He goes, we served the ship for years. And he goes, oh yeah, I got a piece of me got destroyed by the Kalan, so I'm starting to forget things. So.
So Norm Macdonald, yay! Yeah. Again, still the funniest man alive is Norm Macdonald. Yeah. And it's cool that he got to be in this last episode. Yeah. This is only little parts, this little gag here. Yeah. But
he has his tentacles sticking out. It looks like
they walk into the base and tell me this
the Hoth?
Yeah, it's them. Everything's kind of dark. There's all these maps on the wall. People are working on computers. It is freaking the Rebel Alliance.
It is.
We're all your Rebel friends now. So we get to see. This is so funny. When we're talking, like during the episode, I'll pause it and we'll talk about it. I'm like, wouldn't it be really cool if Catan was in this episode? Since it's like a season finale. And what the hell? She shows up like 2 seconds after I say it.
That was hilarious.
So we get to see her again. Yay, she's there.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if she, it's like, come on, we got a season 2 final episode. You can be in it.
Yeah.
Put the makeup back on. Like, it'd be so cool to have. Why can't we have both?
Yeah.
And she's like the leader of the resistance.
Yeah, but there's something. It seems something different. Like, did her and Malloy have a relationship? It seemed like they were a little too.
Oh yeah, I also because they're just like, hey, it's nice to see you, and they kind of have a kind of standoffish.
Yeah.
So there must have been a little something between them two.
Yeah.
When they were serving on the Orville together.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, basically asking for a favor, and she's like, oh, kind of being, the whole standoffish thing. So I'm assuming, there was a relationship of some kind there. And he was always known as like the ladies' man, love him and leave him. So that's probably what he did.
Yeah, and she's like, well, forget you, you're just a jerk. Yeah.
Here's the thing. If there's a lady to piss off, don't piss off a lady who can tear your damn arms off.
Yeah, she tear your arm and beat it to you.
Yeah, she can break your arm off and beat you to death with it.
Yeah.
And it's really funny to see Ed interact with all his crew members and not know who they are.
Yeah, it's
and who
weird.
are you? And he's like, oh, this is...
Besides, of course, Malloy, he doesn't know anyone else. And Malloy was never on the Orville ship either. He doesn't know these other people either. Like, oh, who are you? And he's talking to Finn's child a little bit later in the episode because he didn't know.
It's kind of fun to see that.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because she's like, oh, this was Lieutenant Catan. She was the head of security on the Orville. And he looks at her like, this little woman? And he's like, yeah, don't let that size fool you. She's
got a bunch of punch. Yeah, big Slaying. She's got...
And I thought to myself, like, whoa. Didn't she have that gravity, sickness from before?
Yeah.
And then 1 second later, she goes, oh, those gravity treatments have been hell for me. I'm like, God, the damn show's answering all my questions.
Because for dedicated, they're going to ask, and they're going to answer them right there and there.
So they find those little, those enzymes that she needed. She gives them to the doctor, and it's almost like, she's like, what do you need these for? It's like, you're not going to believe me if I tell you.
Yeah, it's just too fantastical. You don't need to know.
And, the Kalan found us.
Yep.
And they're sending
There's only like a dozen of these cells left in the whole galaxy.
And I just like the fact that Lamar's like, Catan, you can come with us. There's room for you on our crew. She's like, no, my soldiers need me here.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much going to have a death stand.
Yep.
Because they can't. They're not going to be able to beat all these
no.
Kalans.
Because they go overwhelming every time.
They prepare battle stations, and they're like, okay, they grab all their rifles. And I also thought it was really cool. Some of these guys still have their
uniforms, and some are mismatched. They're all dirty, yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
But they're like setting up defenses, like getting behind barricades and stuff. And there's what? 50 Kalans?
Oh, it's overwhelming. And they have a new ability we forgot to say in the beginning, so to take their heads off. They're like little flying
drone thingies.
Yeah, so that makes they have now elevation advantage now.
So they are 4 across, 3 deep times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's about 50.
6, 7, yeah.
You think about 50, 60 Kalan there. There's like maybe 15, 20 rebel people.
Yeah, so they start shooting and fighting, but it's not even...
Point. Not a point.
So we get a fun little battle sequence here, but it's all for nothing.
Yeah.
It was just to buy them time to escape.
Yep.
And as they're escaping, you can see in the background, boom, that whole base blows up. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't just detonate the Kalans that were in there.
Yeah, they don't care. Yeah, that's nothing.
Just make more.
Yep.
So, they won all them.
There goes Yampin and Ton got blown up.
All dead.
Yep.
And it's one of those things, kind of reminds me of like those time travel stories where like all the main characters can die because they can go back in time and fix it. But they get on the ship and there's a Kalan on there. And of course, a funny little kind of mini gag, showing Kelly and Mercer like work well together. Yeah. Oh, what do you want, top or bottom? Oh, I like being on top. And then they both shoot.
Really just being a little silly gag.
And they get away, but they're being pursued. Like during that whole time that they were being attacked on the planet, their little freighter ship thing was getting attacked
by 3 Kalan ships.
And as we know, during the Identity, it was taking 9, 10 full blown.
Yeah, I would say she showed him with 4 or 5 shots. That freighter 1 would do it. Probably
so
one
I'm pretty
or 2.
sure they probably modulated the deflectors and everything.
But even then, you're talking 2 shots maybe.
Like it's armored up.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a really cool thing. They're having to do an in-flight, like both ships flying tractor beam catch, which is like super crazy hardcore to do.
Yeah.
And they catch their guys and throw them into the shuttle.
Yeah,
bay.
she even tells one of the kid Isaac. He tells this his son, "Oh, make sure you touch that button." Like tie. Touch it at the right time, and he did the red button.
Kind of like kind of letting him have be part of the team.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's unnecessary, but I guess whatever. Then they have to escape again. So trying to escape to the asteroid field. Mm-hmm. These things are keeping. Here's the thing I've always wondered: these aliens, wouldn't they have 100% accuracy? Why would they ever miss?
True, because they are Kalon.
Yeah, but again, it is a TV show. Though.
They just scrambled it or something, some kind of... Yeah.
They never say anything, but again, this scene looks good. You know what I like about all these little mini action scenes this episode? Nothing ever drags on for too long to where you get bored.
Yeah.
The last episode of Discovery was literally an hour-long battle that made me fall asleep.
Oh, it was boring. See how dynamic this is? They're moving.
Yeah.
They're going around different places. They're trying to hide.
Asteroids are flying everywhere. They're crashing into the ships.
It's action. It feels alive,
But they're trying to get away from these things and they can't. No. There's just way too much. They end up scanning a a black hole?
Yeah.
At the edge of like one of these galaxies. And again, we get there's going to be someone who's way smarter than me that's going to explain, well, technically, you cannot do this in a black hole, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't it look cool?
It looked cool. I don't care. It
kind of reminds me of the whole nebula thing. Yes, we know it wouldn't really look like that, but didn't it look so
this
cool?
is amazing. Come on, guys. It looks amazing. We'll forgive it, okay?
And they even explained how being this close to the on the outer rim of a black hole, time and light are like being bent, so hours are passing by per second.
Yeah.
So we see the Kalon ship searching for them, and they can't find it because they're in that, where they can't be detected or seen.
Yeah, what would be like, the black hole event horizon, I guess you would say.
And they're like, damn, well, these damn things are going to give up. What did they say, like 2 weeks or something?
No, 2 days. 2 days they did not give up.
Yeah, and they went searching nonstop, and they finally, know what I would do? I'm like, give it another hour.
I was going to give them about 10 minutes. I don't trust these Kalon.
I thought that was going to come into play, but it doesn't.
No, that's what I thought so too.
Like that extra time that took them, and none of that happens.
And then it was 2 days, and then Malloy says, "How was your weekend?" Yeah, it was 2 days.
And that Kalon that was on the ship that they disabled, they were like, tinkering with it, trying to get into its mind. And I guess the Kalons do have a Borg-like hive mind in a sense.
But it's just for communications. They don't really get controlled by the Kalon Prime. It's just giving them orders, and they listen to it.
And they're like, "Hey, we found that, and like, I don't know if we can use it as a weapon or some information. Just give me a few more days because Lamar's like crazy smart.
He is.
So he's gonna try to figure something out with that. Then we get kind of a cute, funny moment where Mercer's like, "Well, if we're supposed to have that second date, well, here it is, like a little plate of spaghetti. Yeah. Like he's trying to like make it romantic, and it's funny because she knows everything.
Yeah."
He doesn't.
This is the first time where now the member from last episode that she was on their foot.
Yeah.
Mercer knew everything and she didn't. Well, Lieutenant Grayson, but yeah.
And she, kind of sits down with them and they kind of talk. And that's when, again, she's just being so selfish. Yeah. She says the most craziest thing. Like, she kind of likes this world.
Yeah. Because
in this world, they're like, they can get together again and everything. Dude, no.
But half the galaxy's gone. Sorry, that's more important.
And that's the thing. I would gladly sacrifice my life and all my futures to save the universe. Not just Earth, but Moklis. Probably even the Selayan homeworld. All these people can be saved if I can never find happiness.
The only ones that were okay in the Selayan was the Caliban because they're equal in technology to the Kalon. So they left them alone. They were going to hide out there before the guy catch them.
Yeah, they did mention. They won't see him, but they did mention him from that second episode. Yeah. Or was it
that was the second one, Caliban. It was.
And what I thought was really, really funny too was... it kind of reminded me of in Futurama where they thought, well, if we sacrifice Fry, his life, it will save the universe. But then, they're telling that to Fry. He's like, what's one life? He's like, but it's my life. Yeah. And it's like, oh, you feel like crap, But that's what but Kelly did. It's not like her life was ruined. No. She just had a bad relationship in a divorce. Is that the end of the world?
But you love him. Even if after that first date you knew you loved him. You even said.
And then even Ed said that he's like, when I called you back all those times, you never answered me. I feel like it was the end of the world, and it really did. It really was the end of the world.
And he goes, literally, I even followed your record. I followed what you did, and I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, I was kind of stalking you. Because you could say that.
He straight up
loved her. Yeah,
cyber stalking her.
Yeah.
So we kind of get that moment, and I don't feel for Kelly. I don't. You did a selfish thing that killed billions. Trillions.
Trillions, yeah.
You selfish piece of crap. But they start talking about because they have to get to Earth because they need the rest of Isaac's calculations to finish up that.
That's still on the Orville.
Yeah. And I guess that time travel thing. What was the doctor's name? I forgot his name. Who made the little time?
Oh yeah,
thing.
Aronoff.
Yeah, they need the rest of those calculations to make that machine so they can complete the jump.
So what they're gonna do is they're gonna get that Kalon's head and they're gonna put Isaac's brain into it. That was the whole
so they
plan.
can access it.
Access it, yeah.
And they're like, we have to get to Earth. I'm like, oh, Earth is
There's nothing
decimated.
left. They go to the ocean. Even all the fish are gone. They killed the animals. They killed everything.
Yeah, plankton. There's no life forms whatsoever. They cracked the freaking moon.
Yeah,
they pulled the Praxis.
Gone. Yeah.
But yeah, they like mined the moon. Look. Yeah. This is an inconvenient truth right here. No, they show the planet Earth. There is a crater in America that's almost from...
I think it's Nebraska to Kansas.
Yeah, it is humongous. It's pretty much like, almost Canada, freaking the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, man, can you imagine how wide that is?
Oh, thousands
But
of
then,
miles.
yeah, they even show the moon. The moon's all destroyed and mined because that's what they do. They take all the resources
and destroy it because you're just a resource to them.
How cool is this ship?
Oh, it is cool.
If I were to just show this screenshot... And you'd think, oh, this is from the new Aliens film. You're like, okay.
Or Star Wars, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, cool.
I love. And also, I love it even when they were trying to evade them, whatever, and they were in the little tight corners of the rocks. You can see the light glowing off the rocks, like it had that kind of cool.
Yeah, the special effects are just great.
Oh, amazing.
People who are on this show love space travel and they love ships, and you get these really cool designs.
Oh yeah, you do.
And then they're what the what is it, that trench? Is it the Marianas Trench?
Yeah.
But literally the deepest part of the freaking planet. Yay.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, can the ship handle? Like, no, after that battle. But if we can remodulate some shields, get into a shuttle.
A Union shuttle.
Yeah, we can probably get
and
down
they still
there.
have their shuttle, yeah.
Was it necessary to bring everybody?
But you know what? I think the Kalon, to them, they're probably so away from the Kalon. They can't consider that the lost cause. So they're on to the next planet, so...
So they brought almost the whole entire contingency here.
Yeah.
They go under the water. What a cool shot.
Yeah. Oh, it's
so
amazing.
They start rushing towards the ocean and you get the big splash. It's just cool looking. There's so many moments where it's like I can rewatch just these shows just from a visual standpoint.
Yeah, without even... I can literally watch these scenes without even the audio and watch them. That's how good they are.
So they start making their way down and they're going deeper, 6-7 miles deep. And it's starting to affect the hull.
The pressure per square inch is just rising on it.
They find the Orville. And they scan it, and thank goodness one of the doors is still open. Yeah. So they get in there, they depressurize.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, wouldn't they have to, oxygen inoculate themselves?
But maybe the technology, they got shielding. We'll just put it.
Yeah, we'll just say that something in the thing just did it for them. Yeah. Whatever. They go, well, we're scanning, because I don't know why would Dr. Finn bring her children? Whatever. And they're like, I'm scared. We're the only people on here. They're like, oh, there's one life sign, so they all get their guns out because, I'm thinking to myself, well, anyone left on the Orville?
I would say it'd have to be Boris.
It would have to be Boris, or I thought, well, because they said Isaac is still technically down there, his memory files, maybe he built himself a body, but it's Boris because out of all the people, he's the most resilient.
Yeah, he can eat anything to survive.
Yeah, he could literally eat this ship.
Yeah,
but I guess he said he was eating rations. Yeah. And, just barely keeping life support.
I love he has his uniform on still.
Yeah, he still... Once everyone left, I made sure all the escape pods got off.
Yeah, Clyden
and my son got to Mockless, and that's where we're going to meet. And that's what helped me to keep on living. And they're like, bro, Mockless is no more. They blow it up. And then they look in his face like, ah.
And then this calls back to the episode. Christmas, remember in the episode when they wanted to not give autonomy to those alien female Mocklins on that one planet?
They're probably still alive.
They're probably the only ones still alive now.
So what Captain Mercer said came true. Yeah. The last of the Mocklins are female.
Yeah.
I would like to think there's a little bit of damn hope in this universe because it's just everything's just jacked.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're gonna recreate the time experiment, but this time, send Finn back to give her to change her, I guess her amino acids and everything were all jacked up to fix it to where it would actually work on her.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, what do we have to do? We have to use the Orville's drive to do it and everything, but first we have to get out of the freaking ocean. Yeah. And we get another cool kind of moment for Ed. He's like, Bart's like, well, if what I'm told is true, this seat's yours. He's like, whoa,
well, I've never been a captain. I try to be, but they never let me be a captain. He goes, you're going to sit down now, he tells him.
So he kind of has Kind of sits down, and then he's kind of giving orders and stuff. And Kelly's sitting next to him, like, this is cool.
She goes, you're meant for this. You don't realize how good you are at this. You are.
So, like, maneuvering thrusters on 10% and, like, 50%. They end up getting up and out. And you see the Orville, like, rushing out of the water. It breaches the surface.
Looks like how a whale would be out of the water.
So cool looking. I love the visual effects and the music.
Oh, perfect.
Very orchestral. Again, this felt like, this could have been remove the Orville, like, universe. Put this in a Star Wars universe, some outer rim planet that's trying to break free of, like, an Empire
This belongs
rule.
right in Star Wars Rebels. Yeah. Perfect.
This could be a Star Wars Rebel storyline.
Yeah.
And it's just, I love seeing the ship, like, rise out of the water. It's like the Phoenix rises again.
Yeah.
And I just love that shot where they're flying through the clouds and it's all bright.
Oh, it was beautiful. But one thing I would say is the reason why maybe they all on the ship because they didn't want to rendezvous with that freighter because they had to take extra time to get the kids off this thing. Man. That's why they went. I guess. I don't know. And it's the only thing I can think of.
But if all this works,
but you're still going to think, you know what I mean? I want my kids with me, so it doesn't matter. I don't know.
And they got to really... because I was thinking, like, if they're going to reactivate Isaac, how the hell are they going to stop him from, like, killing people? But Lamar's like, just to say it without being scientific, I cut a few wires where he can't attack, and it's just his head.
So they probably disengage all his stuff in his head, his weapons.
And it was nice to hear Isaac's voice again, but he's being a complete jerk.
Yeah.
Oh, your intelligence is, you would be better just to surrender and everything. And Lamar's like, yeah, shut up, dude. I just need you real quick because... They basically used his brain to refinish the calculations, but against his will.
Yeah, and you have to get a little closer, but by doing so, it said as soon as the Kalon, they go, and they're going to be here quick, and then we're like minutes. Crazy.
They use the head to finish the calculations, and they're like, okay, there's two problems. I can fix this, but once I start, we have to stop the ship, use all the energy, and we're sitting duck, and they're going to know where we're at. Yeah. So it's like, so that's what ends up happening. Yeah. They access the files, and boom, the Kalon are going to be right down the thing.
Yeah, exactly. And the other little scene again where they have to, Mercer's at the wet bar basically, and they're 10 forward basically.
Yeah, it's like just the mess hall area.
Yeah, mess hall basically.
And he finds some alcohol, and of course he drinks, and then Kelly shows up, and they're both like sharing a drink, and that's when Kelly says, part of me kind of wants us to fail.
Oh, terrible. Mercer probably saying, what? No.
Us, this is great. I love being with you. But you're telling me our love is worth more than trillions of lives?
There's another thing, too, Kelly, you have to understand, too. It looks like, the funny thing is, without Mercer, you could tell she's more in Lieutenant Kelly thinking still instead of Commander Kelly. She didn't grow from that. She's still kind of that, hey, I want what I want.
And they come up with it's cute and everything. Like, then we can, if we live here, we'll have to learn to farm and like live on a simple planet.
Island somewhere, and then you go, and then Malloy has to.
Yeah, you probably live with this too. She's like, shut up, I don't want. Since a full girl get mad, hey, like there's impromptu son,
I know, right? It was funny.
But they have a nice little moment together, but it's meaningless.
But here's the thing you have to understand though. You this thing this way, you get to see it, but at least you'll be friends, and that's good enough, and it's better for the universe too.
And it was really funny when he got the calculations done, and Isaac's still talking crap. Enough out of you.
We're done with you. You're not going to talk no more.
And we have... it's funny because in these time travel stories, if you're successful, none of this matters. No. Because Dr. Finn's like, okay, boys, I'm going to leave you. Like, no, I don't want you to leave, Mom. And she's like, well, honey, if this all works out, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Basically. But it's still a mom having to leave her son.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of heartbreaking for her. But she lays on the table. They're going to get ready, and... all the problems that happened in the original timeline are happening now. Not enough power. Take everything from life support because that's all that matters.
But remember, now there's only one person's in engineering now. In Lloyd, there's not a whole ship to do this, so it's even more problems. And they got Kalon on their.
Yeah, they got Kalon's on their butts
right now. Yeah.
The ship overloads, and we see the Orville. Boom.
Yeah, they don't even get there, so they can blow up even before then.
Man, that's kind of seeing the Orville blow up like that. I'm like,
that sucks.
No!
So now it had to work because they got blew up. I mean,
I'm like, what? But here's the thing with Seth MacFarlane, you don't know what he's gonna do.
No, that's what's so exciting about this show in a way, and it's just invigorating because this could go the other way where they don't make it.
It shows the past where Kelly is in bed. I'm like, oh God, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, and it's slow. It feels like it takes forever. You're like,
it's such a slow.
But it's slow. But it's like you anticipate. I want to see what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen?
She wakes up, and this is, I guess, the moment where she went to the Orville to the future.
Yeah, and she disappears as she's trying to get coffee.
And it's funny because in time travel it's instantaneous. So she disappears, and she's back like 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
And that's the ending of the last episode. She wakes up and she's like, The memory wipe.
Okay, I know. Where's Dr. Finn at? We're like, where's she at?
See, for some reason I thought they were gonna fix her when they sent her back the first time, but I guess they were doing it after she got sent back.
Yeah. I think they have to let the sequence happen. Yeah. They don't want to mess with that time because they can make another timeline. Yeah. They don't want to.
So Dr. Finn shows up, and then she's like, "Oh, Dr. Finn." She's like, "Kelly, shut up. I'm gonna fix something." And I'm just glad that Kelly just kind of trusted her.
Yeah, because look, they didn't work. You just say the future's all screwed up. We need to fix this. Your memory wipe didn't work.
And she has her lay down on the bed. She pulls out this little, the enzyme thing. And she's like, "What's that?" She's like, "It's the future." Yeah. Gives it to her, administers the mind wipe, and everything disappears. Because if it's done right,
she would never have been there. That time I never.
But there's your paradox, though.
Yeah.
Because what if those enzymes? But I guess the memory wipe already happened. Time travel is crazy.
Yeah.
She hears the phone ring, and it's so slow. She answers it, and it's the whole Ed. "Oh, did I wake you up? I know you're not supposed to call right away, but I had such a good time. I was wondering if I could ask you out on a second date." I'm thinking, oh God, what's it gonna be? Because they could do a series in that alternate universe. They can go back to this universe, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I would love to." I'm like, "Oh," it's funny. I felt such a sense of relief.
Yes, I did too.
That's.
But I remember, it's so funny. I know. I wonder if some of the comics people are saying, "Oh, I don't know if they said or not." Well, what if it did change? If it got fixed because they went on the date, so why would it change?
Yeah, and she doesn't remember anything.
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell when he called that she kind of had "Oh, what a dork," kind of happy, because she did have a good time too.
Yeah.
And when she said yes, and there you go, and that's the end of the series so far.
Yeah.
Well, okay. First and foremost, renew the Orville. Hashtag
it needs to be renewed. It's ridiculous.
I'm expecting something at Comic-Con or in May or something. They got to say something.
Yeah.
Because McFarlane has shown that he can do all these flavors. They can even do a continuation or a prequel to that mirror universe.
Well, as a matter of fact, you could do that in comic books. You could do that in a cartoon. I would love to see
novels?
That. These things are so good that it can stand alone. That's
Some
how good
of the best Trek storylines came from the novels.
Yeah.
So I would love to have Orville novels.
Oh, yeah.
Comic books, motion comics, animated shorts.
I'm glad that Dark Horse is doing, but it's only 4 issues. Come on, I want a whole series.
But let's say the Orville ends right here and right now.
I would be so mad.
I'd be upset, but you know what? We got to experience something brand new. Completely new. Not a reboot, not a reimagining, remember that old series from before? No, it was 100% from the ground up, and it was just a fun, cool show a great sci-fi.
It took the message of other shows, but it did its own thing. I think is the best way to describe it. But I don't think it's the end. It can't be. It's too rich. But again, the original Star Trek got canceled too, and that was a good series, so it does happen. But I don't think it will, though.
I think with its Twitter presence and the fans, talking about it and all
and McFarlane has such pull, and I guess I was talking to another brother about it. Another reason, which is important, is the fact that this show got a deal with the state of California. Even though they shoot there in Los Angeles, they get tax breaks. So that helps the show. That helps. So.
But Papa Disney's there now.
Yeah, that's why.
And so that's the end. Like I said at the very beginning, there's an Orville-sized hole in my heart knowing that next Thursday there's nothing. And for many Thursdays there'll be nothing.
And we won't get anything at the others until January, late December,
We'll get the comic books. I'm trying to we'll do a giveaway. On the comic books, we'll do a live stream or something like that, and we'll give away some of the comic books. Yeah. I know there's a music CD out there. Maybe buy a couple of those. I'm still putting it together. I think I'm going to do a grand prize that comes with the comic and the CD. Then then 3 sub prizes.
This is the only time I wish I lived in Los Angeles. They do all those signings with the freaking
won't
CDs.
That be cool?
Yeah, McFarlane will be there and he'll sign them. It's like, that'd be so awesome.
Probably I want to do this when the comics come out. In July?
Yeah, and the pre-orders are guaranteed. I think starting next month. I'm pretty sure.
Either next week or the week after that. Yeah. You can pre-order the comic through Comics Hub or through the Diamond Previews, which do all the comic books.
Yeah.
So go to your local comic book store, ask for them. You get something called a pull list if you've never bought comics before, but you can set up a thing where your comic store will order you those specific issues.
That's where Crimson gets a lot of his issues.
Yeah, that's where I do all my stuff through our local comic book store, which is like an hour away.
Yeah.
Not a lot of comic stores in this country, so it's good to support them.
Yeah.
We will do a giveaway for that, and we will be going to Phoenix Fan Fusion. Hopefully there's some fan-made stuff like patches and stuff like that, and we'll throw those in with the prizes.
There's got to be some panels. I'm looking at the panels so far because the list up. I haven't seen any Orville stuff, and I'm disappointed there's no Orville panels. Come on. There's got to be a couple. This show's too amazing.
I I'm hoping that there's some merch there because I want to make.
I guarantee there's gonna be merchandise.
I want our prize pack to be kind of cool. So I want it to be the comic, maybe a couple patches, something to make it to where I want a lot of people to do it. Once I get it officially set up, I want you guys to share it because the more people involved, the more chances of people to win. It's just a lot of fun for the fans.
And it's an amazing show. And I still want to support it any way I can, in any form.
And Fox, they took a chance on Seth, and it gave us, at the very least, we got 2 really cool seasons of a sci-fi show.
I think there's gonna be more. I think this thing's gonna go. There's no reason this can't go in 7, 8, 9 years. It really can't. And we should have spin-off series. We should, like how Star Trek did. We need to have that. This show's just amazing.
I want 8 seasons in a movie.
I want 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah, it's good enough.
I'll be there for midnight too to see it. I will be there with everything. They say the bell's on and everything else to see that. It's just incredible. Visually, it's amazing. The music's amazing. The acting's amazing. The characters are. There's not enough adjectives to describe how amazing this is.
And you care about the crew.
Yes.
And that is, I think, the most important thing you have to do with any show is you have to care about the characters. So when you go through perils, when they have losses, when they have victories, you can be sad, you can be happy for them.
Or at least have character episodes for them and not just have them have one shot and they die.
When the random android lady died in Discovery, everyone on the ship is sad. They had this giant Spock-esque funeral. I'm like, who the hell is this lady? Who cares?
Yeah. Only I would have cared, of course, it wouldn't happen because Spock couldn't die. But if he were to die, because I know Spock.
And I care about
Spock. I don't know these other characters like that.
But, that's going to be the end of the Orville.
Yeah, we still got to do comments from last week.
Yeah, last week life comes up and we had a ton of stuff we had to do outside the podcast. Yeah. But we'll probably do that comments response video next day or so, and then we'll do this one the week after. But
we got time. We could do it 2 weeks after. We've got time to build up.
Is what it is.
I don't want to kind of to end, because I want to talk about Orville more. It's just sad.
Well, we'll do a special giveaway, like I said, and we'll probably do like a retrospective on our favorite episodes, maybe something about characters. There'll be a live stream. We'll do something cool. I'll put something
we want
together.
to let you know, but like I said, life happens. We didn't have time to do it. Sorry.
But unless you have anything else to say overall.
I love it. I love the growth of the characters. This what if show, like, wow, just one little thing can just unchange everything. Yeah,
the butterfly effect in full force.
Yeah.
Not dating a guy ruined the universe.
That's insane.
See, baby,
that'd be that guy in that time, in that moment. That's why.
Because it led to so many other things.
Yep.
But signing off from the Orville.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And I've been your host, Crimson Sin.
InfoTBCA.
See you guys later.
See you later. Bye.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.